Hey there, guys and gals. Couple things to show you, all horror related. Four pickups, all on Blu-ray, and then a CD. I don't pick up CDs very often, but this time I did, and it's all because of Michael Tocci. That's correct. That's why I picked this up. I started thinking about what I had on CD and DVD related to music, so I'm going to start with that one. I picked this up. I have long been a Harry Chapin fan, and in fact, I may tell the Harry Chapin story, my Harry Chapin story that I've got, which I think is a really good one. But first, let me show you what I picked up for pretty cheap. I can't remember what I paid, but it was not much at all for this, considering what it is, and that is Harry Chapin, The Bottom Line Archive. These are 3 CDs over the course of 3 nights, January 8th, 9th, and 10th, 1981. This is the 35th anniversary expanded remastered edition. So, disc 1 starts out the show with Taxi, one of my favorite Harry Chapin stories. And a lot of his songs were stories, weren't they? Then it goes on to The Story of a Life, which is a beautiful song. I Miss America, Mercenaries, A Better Place to Be, I Want to Learn a Love Song, Mr. Tanner, WOLD, Mismatch, Old Folky, that's folky, and Let Time Go Lightly. That's on the first disc. And I don't know what night each of these was taken from. I really don't. I mean, some of these were going to be played on all the shows, no doubt. What does it say here? Yeah, some of these, I mean, Taxi was played at every single one of the shows. They picked the one that was the best. But then he did some other songs, and this is a compilation of everything. So you've got all the ones he did in all the shows, and then you've got the ones he just did, maybe as one-offs. They're all on here. So disc 2, and I'm guessing this first song would have been in all 3 shows too. Cats in the Cradle, good song. Remember When the Music, love it. 30,000 Pounds of Bananas, great song. Sequel, which is the sequel to Taxi, if you've ever heard that. Up on the Shelf, the intro to that, then Up on the Shelf. Star Trippers, intro tuning, and then If My Mary, and Blues Man. That's disc 2. And then disc 3, Flowers Are Red intro, and then Flowers Are Red. Halfway to Heaven intro, and then Halfway to Heaven. Paint a Picture of Yourself, Mail Order Annie intro, then Mail Order Annie. Something called the Audience Button, Dreams Go By, Poor Damn Fool intro, then song Poor Damn Fool. Sniper intro, and the song Sniper. You Are the Only Song, and then finishes up the entire 3-disc set with Circle, Sunrise and Sunset. So here's the weird thing. I saw Harry Chapin at the Landmark Theater in Syracuse, New York, the night of, and Syracuse, New York, if you know anything about it, it's my hometown, has some of the worst snowfall in the country. And this was the night when we were getting a lot of it. When I first got to the Landmark, there was snow on the ground, and it was this much snow. Now, in Syracuse, you can get, but it was about this much. But it was coming down heavy. And we've been in the theater we got there early. Usually like to get there early for a show. And about 5 minutes after the show was supposed to start, the PA announcer came on and said, "We just heard from Harry Chapin's band. They're not going to be able, the bus is not going to be able to make it through the storm. They got stuck somewhere between New Jersey and Syracuse." And a distinct moan set up over the crowd, because we'd been there early waiting for Harry Chapin and his band to get there. And now here it was 5 minutes past showtime. We were wondering what the heck was going on, and we finally get word. So a lot of mumbling. Now, the Landmark Theater serves alcohol, or did at the time. So a lot of people went out to the lobby to get a beer or something, as I recall. And I sat in my seat and wondered whether we should leave or what was going on. Oh, and the announcer had added, this is the important part. Sorry, I left that out. The announcer added, but Harry is still optimistic that he can make it. So that was, round of applause and hoped that the guy could make it through the snow. Now, it was nasty. Of course, the bus didn't make it. We were still thinking it might not happen for him either. And about 45 minutes later, with no announcement, the middle doors that led out to the lobby and then, of course, led into the main area, the area where the audience was, flung open. And up the aisle with no announcement, with no spotlight, comes a guy carrying a guitar case. Pea coat with his collar turned up, no hat, no gloves, no boots. Comes Harry Chapin. To thunderous applause. Not only because we wanted to see a show, and he was Harry Chapin, but because the guy drove through, and I went out, I did go out, I should mention, I did go out during that 45 minutes. I was smoking at the time, went out and had a cigarette. It was really coming down. I mean, I was wondering if I could make it home, and I was used to driving in this stuff. But here comes Harry Chapin down the aisle, covered in snow, all over his coat and his hair. He takes the guitar and puts it on the stage and slides it and boosts himself up onto the stage. And the place is just standing and clapping and going nuts. And he gets up there and he takes the microphone, grabs a stool, and he says, "Well, I guess it's just me tonight, guys." Everybody went nuts. Because as much as I love the Harry Chapin's band, and there was some, you get a violin, and certain songs just are beautiful with the band. There's something special about a songwriter and his song and just him and the guitar. And that's what we were treated to the rest of the night. It was Harry Chapin and his guitar. And at one point, he was doing Mr. Tanner. And he said to the audience, "Does anybody know the words to Mr. Tanner?" The part that you have to sing. Which, of course, is "Oh Holy Night," basically. But it has to be sung in a certain way. Darn if some guy in the audience didn't say, "I know the words." And you'd swear it was a plant because it sounded just like the album. The guy hit the notes. Even Harry Chapin was applauding at the end of this guy's first time through. In fact, he applauded every time he went through it, as did the audience. It was a magical night, and it said something about Harry Chapin as a performer. First of all, he had saved the Landmark Theater with a performance where he donated everything he made to the Landmark. He had helped save that building and was a public spokesman for saving it. It was an old theater in the heart of a city that, had moved on. The city no longer was drawing people in like it once did to see movies on a Friday night. And so he was able to save the Landmark Theater through his efforts and his concert about a year or two earlier. So he was a special person to Syracuse and to the world. Of course, here's the weird part about the whole thing. I can't find any documentation on this concert anywhere. I've lost the ticket stub. Apparently, I used to save them years ago, and I've lost it. I can't remember who I went with, and I don't have contact with whoever it is anyway anymore. Though I know I didn't go alone. I've Googled it. My wife has Googled it. He played the Landmark Theater. I can find at least twice. One was the benefit concert, then another time. Both were with his band, and neither one was with a significant snowfall. I didn't dream it. It happened. So I'd love to be able to find out when that was. In Googling, the date that I thought he might have been there, it said instead he was in... what I looked for was years where we had significant snowfalls. And it said he was somewhere else the night that I thought he might have been there. It seemed like it was a freakish storm, like maybe it was an April storm or a March storm or something. I don't think it was November, December, but I don't know that. It could have been. Anyway, that's my Harry Chapin story. Remind me sometimes to tell my Bob Dylan story, which is even better, where I actually had a conversation with Bob Dylan for more than just a minute or two, for an ongoing period of time. But I'll tell that one another time. If you ask nicely, I'll tell it another time. I think I'm just going to let this video sit for itself, this Harry Chapin story and this bottom line package that I got. And I'll do the horror one separately. Here's the inside, by the way. You get some newspaper clippings, some shots of Harry Chapin from there. You get a nice little article, and you've got 1, 2, 3 discs here. So really kind of cool. Here's the back of it. Yeah, pretty nice set. I've listened to it. It sounds wonderful. This is spine on it. And I bought it from Amazon, so I instantly had the all the songs, and I put them into iTunes automatically. So I've got those into my iTunes. But what a great CD! What a great concert here. Listened to the whole thing the other night. What a great concert. I shuffled it just to, put it different. I started out with Taxi, so I got the start, and then just shuffle the rest of it. And it was very enjoyable. It's quite a long show. I think it was all together 2.5, maybe 3 hours, something like that. I didn't time it. I was just enjoying it. But great stuff here. Yeah. Harry Chapin, what a great loss to music and to philanthropy and to just humankind. He was a hell of a guy. And I know Mike Tocci is big fan of Harry Chapin and Billy Joel. Both are great performers, but Harry Chapin was the humanitarian. I'm not saying Billy Joel doesn't do anything, but man, it would be tough to top Harry Chapin. Simple man, in a lot of ways, simple dreams, and what a great performance this is. I highly recommend it if you are in the mood to buy CDs anymore, or just pick up the MP3s or the whatever they are off of Amazon. Although I think the MP3s cost more than this with the MP3s. Go figure. But anyway, bottom line, Harry Chapin, Mike Tocci, this one's for you. Hopefully, I'm sure you've got this one in your collection somewhere. If not, let me know. I'm sure we can work out some way where you can get this or get a recording of it or something. We'll figure something out. I still want to know how you make copies of music off DVDs. I got a ton of DVDs. I'd love to be able to take some of these things and turn them into CDs. So you said you have a CD recorder. I'd love to know more about that. Anyway, guys, that's it. Harry Chapin CD, and more the next time around on these 4 horror movies that I picked up recently. All right, take care.